One of the first things that people oftentimes expect when they come across the Atlas kind of work, the idea that you can adjust the top vertebra in the neck and it's going to have all these amazing responses in your health, is that, oh wow, all I'm going to have to do is get that done just the once and it's going to completely change my life. And it's because here's this review on this website where this is exactly what happened. And here are all of these other videos of people sharing how everything changed after just that one adjustment. Well, yeah, that does sometimes happen, but in the reality, that's actually the exception to the rule. And it's because of something that's called repleting versus retracing. Now, ever so briefly, what's the difference? So first and foremost, I want you to imagine that what you're talking about is you've had a power outage. Now, I haven't told you just how long the power outage was just yet. And imagine that it cut off the power to two different refrigerators. One of them completely empty, the other completely full. Now let's say, for the sake of argument, the power's been off for a week, you were away on holiday, you didn't realize that there was an issue. You come back home and like, uh-oh, we've got a bit of an issue. So you turn the power back on, you check the first fridge, and hey, everything is just fine. Why? Because you turned the power back on. That was the only issue. But the other one that had all of the food in it, guess what? The power did come back on, but oh geez, you're having to deal with all the spoilage and the cleanup and the mess, and you're going to have to restock the thing. In other words, it's a lot longer kind of process. Now at the surface, the two fridges may actually look the same. That the power went off in both cases, so all you have to do is turn the power on, problem solved. But it's what's inside that could be completely different. And so when we are starting to compare, all right, well, if this person had this kind of response with that kind of treatment, I should get the exact same thing. No, the circumstances might be completely different. So what is repleting? Let's say first and foremost that this is just the case where the power went off. Now in your body, the power doesn't actually go off, but we're talking about where something happens that drops your health, boom, immediately down to a much lower level. And you're hanging around here thinking, wow, this is really, really bad. I need to do something about this. And so you go to see the Atlas Chiropractor, we adjust you, and boom. If that was the one and only thing that was going on, you might be able to make that quantum leap back to that higher level. And don't misunderstand me. We love it when that happens. That is fantastic. But these people are oftentimes the exception to the rule. And it's because what most people need to go through is what's called a process of retracing. Now, what's the difference? So in the repleting, we talked about how your health actually got knocked all the way down to here in one fell swoop. You do the right thing and then it jumps up all the way back in one fell swoop. Now the majority of people though that we see, they've actually had issues going on for 5, 10, 20, 30 years. And so all the while, their health, whether they felt it or not, has actually been spiraling down like this. And all the while, their body's been having to make certain compensations, certain adaptations to keep things going as good as possible. But like all things, they eventually don't work anymore, and then that's the point where they come in and have the treatment. Now, they expect what's going to happen is, okay, things are going to shoot up just like this. No. Because if this was the process that brought you down, in order for your body to heal, it has to actually work the exact opposite way back up. It has to retrace through those previous injuries to undo as much of the compensation, the physical adaptation as necessary so that your body's able to function. Now, for these people, don't misunderstand me, they oftentimes are still getting really good relief. But to expect that they're going to make the jump like this, when in reality they have to go through the process like this, that is not a fair comparison. So anytime that you're working with really any form of treatment, whether it's seeing an Atlas chiropractor, a physiotherapist, a GP, a surgeon, people are going to be responding at different rates. We do have our expectations for what should happen, but this is where it's also very important from the beginning that you and your practitioner have a genuine conversation so that we can say, you know what, based on what we're seeing, this is the process that we expect is to happen. For you, yeah, we do expect a rapid response, but for you, reality is this is going to take time. Weeks, months, maybe even years, especially if you've been dealing with something that's been hanging around for the better part of a few decades. And it's not necessarily until you start the process that you find out which of those two camps you're in. So I hope that this little video has clarified a little bit to you that if you're thinking about, maybe it's a good idea if I had my neck checked, that you also go into the situation with realistic expectations, and that just because one person may have the quote miracle recovery, that for certain limitations of time and matter, that may not always be possible. We nevertheless always do the very best that we can to help every person out based on their individual circumstances. So good luck. Thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed.
For more information about upper cervical care, please call us on 3188 9329 or visit us at atlashealth.com.au.